Hello students, now let us learn the ADO.NET data structure. Data, this particular part, it is a very important part, and it can be asked inside your external exam. Yes, this particular part are also very important part and part of the your 4th sem part also. Yes, inside the VB.NET subject, and it is also important part inside the ASP.NET also. This can be asked inside your exam, and it is very important questions. Now let us see the data access in ADO.NET. Yes, it contains basically two components. First one is the data set, and second one is the data provider classes. Now let us understand the figure first, then we will focus on the theory. So .NET data provider classes will contain the connection class, command class, data reader object, and data adapter object. Yes, these classes are the classes, or we can say objects, that will directly interact with your data set. Yes, this .NET data provider classes will interact with the database. Yes, it will interact with the database, and we can say there are 4 objects are available. Connection or object are used for the connecting to the database. Yes, command object are used for the performing the various command inside the database. It also have a parameters object and many other property also. Yes, so command object can execute the various kind of commands like DCL command, DML commands. Yes, and we can say we can execute the create, drop, delete, insert, select, update, any kind of query inside the command object. We can also execute the procedure inside the command object. Yes, data reader objects, we can say it is a read only or forward only object. We can read in the forward direction only. Yes, so name suggests that it will read the data from the database, and it will read the single row of information from the database. Yes, next one object is the data adapter object. Data adapter object, we can say it is a bridge between your database and data set. Yes, it is a bridge between your database and data set. So this object is connected with your data set. Yes, if you want to fill the data, you can fill by using the data adapter object. Yes, so you can directly fill your any content with the data adapter object to the data set. Data set, what it will contain? It will contain the data table collection. Data table collection will contain the data row collection. Data row collection will contain the data column collection, and it will also contain the constraint collection. Constraint like that all the primary key, foreign key constraint, not null constraint. Yes, and check constraint. All the type of constraint are contained inside the data table collection. And it will data set will also contain the data relation collection. So we can say one data table can be connect with the other data table also. Yes, and internal structure of the data set, or we can say it is a one kind of serialized object. So all the data are we can say internal structure of the data set will be the XML. Yes, and this data provider object are connected with the database. Yes, so that same thing will be written here. Yes, and now let us move, and I hope that I completed the ADO.NET data ADO.NET architecture. Yes, and what I learned to you that all the things are written here. Yes, inside the these all objects. Yes, so from the this starting from the this data set, you can explain what are the data set can do, and into the data provider object you can write down this particular connection command and data reader object and data adapter object. That all are the part of the .NET data provider object. Now let us see what are the page directive inside the ASP.NET. Yes, now what is the page directive? We can say directory and directive both are the different thing. Directory are used for the storing the files. Yes, and directive are, we can say, basically page directive are the commands. It is what? It is a one kind of commands. These commands are used by the compiler when page is compiled. Yes, when the particular page is compiled, then this page directive will be used, and it is what? It is one kind of commands. So you can see that inside the ASP.NET the .aspx file or .master file will contain one page directive. ASPX file will contain @page directive. Master file will contain @master directive. So ASP.NET compiler can find out whether it can be a ASPX file or master file from that kind of page directive. Yes, so we have a different kind of page directives are available inside the ASP.NET and page directive are start with the less than %@. Okay, @ it is a symbol and the directive name, and it can also contain the list of attributes and percentage and greater than. Yes, here is the full list of page directive. We have a page directive, master directive, control directive, import, implements, register, assembly, previous page, reference. So this kind of page directive we have. Now let us see what is the use of @page directive. When you want to specify the attributes for the ASP.NET page, then you need to use the @page directive. Yes, and ASP.NET page is very important or a part of the ASP.NET. So this directive is commonly used in ASP.NET. Yes, so before I tell that why and when we can use the page directive, yes, so हम बोल सकते हैं कि ये एग्जांपल यहाँ पर अवेलेबल है लेस देन %@page and it have a list of attributes. Attributes can be a language, auto event wire up, code file, inherits. So all these are the attributes of the page directive. And remember that what is the directive? It is a one kind of command, and it start with the less than %@ and then directive name. Yes, now let us see the @master directive. @master directive are used inside the master page. Yes, you need to note that while using the @master directive, you define the template page property. Then any content page can inherit all the properties of the defined in the master page. Yes, so @master page directive will be start with the @master and list of attribute it have. Yes, same way @control directive, this directive are used inside the or you can define the properties inside the user control. This directive are used inside the user control web page, and that will have the extension of the .ascx. Yes, and it contains the list of attributes. Yes, @import directive. By using the import directive, you can define or inherit the namespaces which are available inside the VB. Yes, so inside the .vb class, or we can say C# class, we use the import statement, but inside this we use the this page directive @import. Yes, now this wait for. Okay, so import directive we can say we can use inside the for the importing the name space. Yes, So import directive cannot contain more than one attributes, or we can say pair values. Yes, but you can use multiple lines. Yes, so we can use the multiple line inside the import statement. Yes, let us see the import directive. Import namespace is equal to your in the double quotes your namespace. Yes, system.data. In the next line you can put system.data.sql client like this. Yes, and this you can write inside your .aspx page, .master page, or any other page, but you have to write inside the coding part. Yes, sorry, we can say design part. Implement directive are basically used to implement the interface. Yes, .NET interfaces को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए हम इम्प्लीमेंट डायरेक्टिव का यूज़ करेंगे, और उससे रिलेटेड एक ही एट्रीब्यूट्स है और एक ही वी कैन से थिंग्स है इंटरफेस. सो यू कैन राइट डाउन द इंटरफेस नेम हियर. Yes, now registered directive. Yes, registered directive is basically used to register the user control. Yes, into your .aspx web page or .master web page. Yes, so register directive can be used like this. We can say we have to write the less than %@ register tag prefix is equal to your tag prefix, namespace if the required, and assembly if the required. Yes, so you have to give the tag name and tag prefix inside the register directive. Next one is the assembly directive. Yes, if you want to link the other assembly into your .aspx file or any other file, then we can use the assembly directive, so it can get your assembly related things. It have a various kind of attributes. It have name, so from the name you can give your assembly name. Inside the src you can give your particular assembly location. Yes, next one is the @previous page type. At the previous page type you can give the page type of your previous page, so it will get the related information of your previous page. Next one is the @reference. Reference will basically used to create the virtual path or referencing some kind of information from the virtual path. Yes, अगर आपको रेफरेंस लेना है तो आप रेफरेंस डायरेक्टिव का यूज़ कर सकते हो, और इसके अंदर खाली एक ही प्रॉपर्टी है और वी कैन से एक ही एट्रीब्यूट है वर्चुअल पाथ, और यहाँ पर आप अपना कंट्रोल या जो भी रेफरेंस करना चाहते हो वो आप यहाँ पर कर सकते हो बाय यूजिंग द @reference डायरेक्टिव. सो दीज आर द डायरेक्टिव यूज इनसाइड द ASP.NET. Yes, so thank you so much.